Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Surround Yourself with Greatness. And today I'm surrounded by a person who I think I can call my friend. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, we've been connected in this group since last summer. So it's been like, I think 6-7 months now. And it's been an interesting journey to just go through a similar process together, because we went through options trading mentorship together, learned some strategies, and now we're going into the market and we're making some money. And, this group is very, very active. There's always someone chatting almost every single day, and we're encouraging each other. So, Kimberly, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm first of all, I am humbled that you accepted my request, because you and we haven't really had a chance to really connect personally. And I was like, is she going to say yes? So I was just like, Kuda, just shoot your shot. You never know. So for the listeners, if you are trying to achieve something, just ask, because you never know. Like, people will say yes, and they'll be willing to help you. And the reason why I was excited that you say yes is because I think your story as a trader could serve as encouragement to a lot of people. And I also think that other traders might actually resonate with it quite a lot. So anyway, how did your trading journey start?
I started about 2.5 years ago in a private mentorship group. And I am like most traders. I thought it was like, kind of jump in and you're just going to like make all this money. And it was not like that. And I could never really find somebody or figure out like strategies. Like, they would give call outs and I would be like, okay, but I could never figure out to put the pieces together until we took this current mentorship. So for like 2 years, I just continued to fail, and like I couldn't figure things out. And then I would refund my account, and I was becoming very disappointed and discouraged. But I was like, you know what? I'm too far in. I will figure this out. And I didn't want to give up. So I took the mentorship. And I really feel like that made a huge difference and really connected the pieces for me to become a successful trader.
Yeah, and that's the trader's journey, right? Like,
Yes.
usually when you start, there's the beginner's luck.
Yep.
You win a few trades, and then as you get further along in your journey, you kind of like hit a stumbling block, and it seems like nothing is really working. You blow an account here and there. I haven't met a successful trader who hasn't blown an account. I've blown an account myself. And one of the things that I've learned is that, and this is just my opinion, and I don't know if you'd agree, it's 80% psychology / mindset, and then 20% the strategy. Because if you have a kick-ass strategy, but your psychology and your mindset is like, whack, you're never really going to make money. So how would you rate the importance of having a proper mindset as a trader?
Like 90%. You need the mindset and the self-control and the discipline, and you can really become a very successful trader. But it's more mindset than it is strategy, for sure.
So from your own personal experience, what are some of the mindset challenges that you encountered in trading that maybe you weren't really expecting to encounter?
Like self-doubt, for sure. Like self-doubt, thinking like, oh my gosh, am I even able to do this? Is it something that's like too hard for me? And it's not. But like, you definitely need a good mindset, a positive mindset, a calm mindset to be a successful trader, because it's stressful and you want to maximize your profit and you want to minimize the time you're in the market so you don't have the stress, So
yeah. So the thing with trading is there are 3 things I think you need to learn how to manage. The first thing is you need to manage your risk, right? Because if you don't have proper risk management, you're going to blow that account and you're going to blow another one, and so forth and so forth, because
every time
you're not managing your risk. The second thing is you need to preserve your mental capacity. So remember, risk management is preserving your financial capital. You also want to preserve your mental capital, because if you're in the market for like 7 hours a day, think about the quality of the trades that you're going to be looking at in this fifth, sixth, seventh hour. Like, they're going to be not as sharp and precise. I would even argue by the second hour, you're starting to deteriorate in terms of your mental sharpness. So the ability for you to be patient, look for your setup, take 1 or 2 trades a day and be done, that will enable you to preserve your mental capital, which in turn will enable you to actually become profitable. So from your experience, what have you done to be able to preserve both the financial capital as well as the mental capital?
I keep my stop loss at 10%. It may go to 11%, sometimes 12%, but I cut my losses now. I don't let them run. And by doing that, that does preserve my mental capital. And I don't trade all day. Like, by 11 o'clock, I'm usually done. And I close my computer and I go on and move to different things in my life, because I don't want to stress my mind out so much that I'm watching the market 7, 8 hours a day. It's exhausting. So I'm only trading one. I try to only trade 1 hour. If I do push it past 10, 10:30, maybe 11 is usually when I'm cut off. I'm just done.
Right, cool. So what about when it comes to your other parts of your life? Like, how does trading sip into the other parts of your life, or vice versa? How do the other things happening in your life sip into your trading?
Well, I know you have to be extremely disciplined in trading. If you're not, I feel like there's no success. So I feel like in my personal life, I have to be on a very strict disciplined schedule. I like to go to bed early. I like to get up early. I like to get up early enough to where I have time for myself. I have everything set. I'll go for a walk and I'm ready and available, and I'm calm and ready for the market to open. I'm usually looking at the market around 9 o'clock every morning, and I'm calm, I'm focused. I've already walked, I've already relaxed, I've ate some food, and I'm ready for the market.
So what are some of the big wins you've had as a trader?
Well, I have had some pretty big wins. I've hit about 70%. I'm still trying to hit 100%, but I know it'll come. But I've had some big days.
So here's a crazy day. I saw a setup and then I just kind of like put it in and I just left. Like, I went downstairs to make coffee and whatnot. And I'd set an alert so that if it was to hit a certain price target, I kind of like knew it would have been close to like 100%. Because like I use Think or Swim. So like when you enter like your price target, it can kind of like tell you, So I'm downstairs like making my tea. It wasn't a coffee, it was a tea. I heard the alert go and I was like, yippee, I think I might have just hit 100%. And literally I went back up and I had hit 100% on a trade. And it was literally in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was SPX though. So SPX can be very, very volatile. So you have to be careful when you're trading it. But it was good to hit 100%. And then I've had other days where I've hit over 100%, so that's good. But 70% is still good though, because if you think about it, tell me which financial instrument can give you 70% return on your money in minutes or in an hour, right?
Nothing.
There are very little assets out there that could do that. What about the worst days? Because we now know that you've had some really good days. What about some of the really bad days, the ones that people don't usually want other people to know about?
Well, in the beginning, when I first started trading and I had no idea what I was doing, I remember I funded my account with $1,000 and I took calls on mRNA and I had no idea. And I just let it
mRNA,
go.
for the people who are watching, it's Moderna.
Yeah, Moderna. And it was kind of back like at the beginning, or maybe like right after COVID started, and Moderna was going crazy. And for some reason it pulled back. And I had
Right.
called and I let it run all the way to Friday, thinking and hoping, like we all new traders do, hoping it would come back, hoping it would reverse. And I let it run to zero. It was the worst thing I ever did because it was so difficult to get out of that trade. But
So I like to call it you are kind of like drinking the hopium, right?
yes, the
Where
hopium, yes.
like you're like just telling yourself that, hey, this is gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
The prayers that I'm putting out or whatever I'm doing to the desk or like,
Yeah.
please turn around,
Yeah.
hoping and hoping, drinking that hopium.
Yes.
The market is gonna listen and say like, oh, him wants us to reverse and go back. Let's do that. Let's do that. No,
Yep.
the market doesn't do that, right? So what you need to do is you need to stick to your fundamentals. You need to stick to your
Right.
setup. And I like your idea of having a standard stop loss, 10%. That's what I'm willing to
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah.
That's it. And so for you, do you do your stop loss as a trailing stop or is just a firm stop loss?
No, I don't do that. I actually just watch it. Like I watch, and when it starts hitting my area, then I just cut it and move on to the next trade. If that's what I'm going to do. If I see another setup, but I don't usually use a trailing stop loss. I just put in my own, or I'll just watch it when I start going down around 9%, 10%. If it pushes a little bit past, sometimes with the liquidity sweep, I know it's going to push past a little bit and I expect that, and I won't sell because I'll know this is my setup and I maybe entered into the trade just a little early. Okay, and then I may keep it. But if I know that it's pushing past and it's doing something that I didn't expect, then I cut it and move on.
You're super, super disciplined. You should do an online course on how to be a
Yeah.
disciplined trader in exiting. Now, I want to do a rapid fire segment.
Okay.
So with rapid fire, I'm just going to ask you questions and you have to like respond pretty quickly. So don't
Okay.
spend too much time thinking about it.
Okay.
So for example, if I say pizza or pasta, you pick whatever your favorite one is, and then you just say it. All right.
Okay.
So let's just start there. Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Margarita or rum and coke?
Margarita.
The beach or skydiving?
The beach.
Wow. You're in Florida, so you have a lot
Yes.
of that. I thought you were going to say skydiving because you're probably tired of the beach.
No.
Okay, so let's do a few more rapid fire. Are you more of like a calls or a puts type of gal?
I'm probably calls. I had my run with puts and I was like, you know what? There's more call days than there are puts. Sometimes there's a pullback, but I like the calls.
Okay. Black dress or jeans?
Black dress.
Wow, that's great. And then the last question is, for vacation, would you rather go to Hawaii or Thailand?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Why? Let's dive deeper into that one.
Oh, I just love the beach and I love palm trees and I just love the sun and the ocean. And I know there's probably beaches and stuff there, but I feel like there may be, I don't know, I'm just such a beach water type person.
Awesome. So I remember you were telling me the story the other day about how you blew your account all the way down to $90.
Yes.
What did you do after that?
I made a decision not to fund it. And I made a decision to really focus on self-discipline. And I knew that if I could, even if I made $5 a day, which I did, because you can't grow a $90 account really without major luck, and I did have some luck with it. I did take trades that really were beneficial. And I really was disciplined about what trade that I took. So I grew it back from $90 because I was like, you know what? You have to have discipline. You just can't keep funding your account. I feel like if you keep funding it, you're not going to learn to keep your stop loss tight. You're not going to learn the discipline of only taking setups that you see as very, very profitable or very accurate setups. So I blew it to $90 and then I would take one call or an occasional put. And I would just slowly build it up till I could get 2 or 3 calls or 5 calls or 10 calls. And I did that successfully. I brought my account back up and I was very happy with that. It taught me a lot because for like a month or two, I could only take 1 call at a time. And I knew that I could do that to become disciplined and to not just always go back and say, you know what, I'll just refund it if I lose all my money.
Wow.
I think that was a big changing point in my being successful trader as well.
So for traders out there who are watching, I think that's a very valuable lesson that Kim shares. Because remember, when you lose money, the market is taking your money. So if you continue funding it, you're just funding the market.
Yeah.
The market movers, the big institutions and things like that. So if you really want to be successful and actually get a harvest for your efforts, I think having that discipline and also just building that muscle of like, hey, these are my rules. I'm going to stick to my rules. You're going to hit the occasional home run here and there.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be always swinging for the fences. Like base hits can win you a championship.
Yes.
So, if you just take a base hit here, 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 you get there. And for me, the funny thing is the days I've hit home runs are days when I don't expect it. Like I'm not planning to hit a home run. And with me personally, what I do is I put a trail stop once I've hit, let's say, a certain profit target so that I can let it run. And then I can like have emotional detachment because at that point, I know I'm certainly going to make money. Now it's a question of how much. And then sometimes I'm surprised because like I might leave it at like here and then I come back and it's like, wow, like it went all the way down here. So I think having those types of mechanisms that at least ensure that you're comfortable, you're compounding your account consistently, I think it'll get you there. Now, for some people who are thinking about trading, right, it's super possible for you to make a few $100s a day or even a few $1,000s a day. But the discipline, the strategy, and the proper mindset are the things that are going to get you there. So, Kim, for yourself, like, what are some of the goals that you've set for 2024 with regards to trading?
Well, I want to move this to be my full-time job, to where it's my source of income. So that's my first goal. And second goal is just to really only take the trades that I am more confident in and not to just jump into something because when you're trading, especially at open, sometimes you just get that fear of missing out and you just want to jump into something. So I really want to focus on, and I have been, that is my goal and I'm reaching it thus far. We're only a few days into the new year, but I'm really focused on only taking setups that I'm very confident in instead of, okay, well, maybe this will work out. Okay, well, this looks pretty good. So,
yeah. So I actually want to prove your thesis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show the market today. Because, and Kim, you normally trade SPY, right? So let's take a look at SPY. So this is SPY today, and today it's the 11th of January. And this is 8:30. You can see the market was dumping. There was some news that came out, some inflation data, pricing data, CPI. And then this is 9:30. So if I'm just let me just go to the 1 minute, because then you'll be able to see it much more clearly. So it's 9:30 right there. It seemed like the market was going to go up, right? So it opened, it went up. Then there was a small dump. And then it started going back up. So right here, like a lot of people could have been caught up in the trade thinking that the market is going to rip. Because the market has been ripping quite a bit right now, right? So just take a look, right? Kind of like at a little bit of momentum. But sometimes this is called a bull trap. Where the bulls trap you into thinking that they're about to like rip it to the moon. And take a look at what they did. They took it down. So if I'm to take it into like, let's say a 5-minute chart, so that you guys can see a little bit closer. Let me bring back my chart. There it is. Now take a look. Remember where I highlighted. So the market was here. Right here is where the market movers moved it to at 9:35. So 5 minutes into the market, they moved it up. If you had gone in earlier buying calls thinking that this is going to go to the moon, take a look at what happened. They took it all the way down.
Yeah, there's a supply zone up there from 8:30.
Right.
Yeah. And then
right here,
they sweep that liquidity right there. Yeah.
Boom. So patience is a virtue when it comes to trading, because what you normally want to do is you want the market to settle. The way I explain it to my friends or some people who call me to either be mentored or whatever is that market open is like takeoff on a plane. And during takeoff, what does the pilot tell you? Buckle your seatbelt. You have no business walking around the cabin at takeoff. Same thing with the market. You have no business, unless if you really know what you're doing, entering trades in the first few minutes of the market. And then once it's settled and it's somewhat at cruise control, you can then enter with a much more precise entry that's guided by some technical analysis that can enable you to make money. So anyway, just wanted to share that tidbit. Now, for the viewer who's watching, Kim, who's interested about becoming a day trader, what pieces of advice would you like to give them today?
Well, I would definitely say do your research, find somebody who can teach you really good technical analysis. And you have to have self-discipline. I feel like in your personal life, you want to really trade, you need to be disciplined in your personal life, and you really have to have a good schedule, because this is not for the faint of hearts. This is you have to learn. But if you got your psychology right outside of this trading, you will bring that into trading as well, I believe, because that's what I do. In my personal life, I try to be as disciplined as possible, and I know that carries over and affects my trading as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time. I know you're traveling.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
And I really enjoy seeing your posts in the group. Thank you. It's super encouraging. And for me, that'll be the piece of advice that I'm actually going to share with the viewers who are interested in trading. Find yourself a community, a group of like-minded people who you can lock in arms with and kind of like go on this journey together. So Kim, you're part of my tribe. I appreciate you. And I love you for all the things that you contribute to the community. Thank you. I'm always rooting for you. Whenever I see SPY, I think of you
guys too. Thank you.
So I hope you go crush it in the market with SPY, AMD, and all the other entries that you're going to be looking at. And I hope to see you at the top, my friend.
I will see you at the top. We will be there together.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.